It's a trap, you walked right into the hate. All over a new king that's face is just replaced. It's all the same, you still be ruled by force. And no matter who it is, they'll still carry on the torch. Just a lie, cheat, steal, half of what you make. Taxation is steps, it's time to vacate the state. Newsflash, all your cash is an IOU. From killers who really do steal from you. Inflation is a weapon used by every nation who says that they're saving the world through lies. That they disguise and pass off as bravery. Well, I got news, debt is slavery. It don't matter who's madder, a new master don't matter. When they both want the same, the state don't play no games. They got you trying to survive and put you on sides and ready to kill each other. That's conquer and divide. It's all for show, or for hyper control.
Us putting stuff in our butts to shoot it and then record it on the podcast for Shoot the Shit Cast. Boy.
And we're back with another episode of Bonesandtubs. We're here with you tonight to give you everything you want to hear and more.
Maybe.
I
mean, we don't know. We're firing from the hip.
Well, that's the way we like it.
When was the last time you hip fired a 6-shot?
About 2 weeks ago.
Okay, so you're good at least.
Yeah.
I haven't hip fired a 6-shot in years.
I went a shooting. You know, not with my guns, of course. I have no guns. I don't own a single firearm.
Mine are currently where they will always be.
At the bottom of a lake.
No. I decided to change my stance.
Oh, okay.
You can come get them if you want.
Okay.
I'm tired of this Matrix. I just hope that the next time it's better. You know, we always we joke about the fact this might be hell.
Yeah.
And the devil just, every time you die, you come back and it's slightly worse than the last time.
Yeah.
I'm on so many iterations of lives that when I finally die again, instead of getting to go through the carefree phase of my life as a child, I'll just come back as a 26-year-old with a vicious hangover and be like, what the fuck happened last night?
But nah, that's the way it is, though,
It's true.
But I like to keep them guessing, though, so I'm going to go ahead and say I don't have any firearms.
Okay.
They know it is a lie just as much as I do, or you guys out there do. But I don't want them to know what I got.
Yeah.
You
only got one. You had one. You lost it.
Yeah.
Fox hunt.
But I borrowed a friend of mine's guns.
Oh, that's right.
His name was El Owl.
Who?
Actually, his name was S. James Imhoff. I can't talk. His name was S. James Imhoff. He's a writer. He's got a book on Amazon called The Kingspire.
Prophecy and Flame. I heard if you bought a physical copy, you could send it to us and we'd sign it. Or you'd sign it.
Yeah.
We'd just rub it on our junk.
What I planned on doing was sticking a pen in my pee hole and then signing it with my penis.
Oh, I thought you meant with blood.
Oh.
I was picturing the wrong
There'd
end.
probably be a little bit of that, too, if I was sticking a pen in my pee hole.
Yeah. I was thinking you were going to use a quill pen. Business end first.
Wait. So like the pointy end first or like the feather end first?
Oh, the pointy end.
I feel like either way that's going to hurt.
Yeah, I'm not doing either.
It's probably going to splinter too.
Everyone should pause the podcast and go to Google or the search engine of their choice and type in 2 guys in a sandbox and watch that video and then come back because that's what we just described. You seen that one?
Yeah.
Oof.
Or sign it a la Jar Squatter or something like that.
What if you just worked on drawing the Prophet Muhammad and that was your signature?
Just over and over again, just like...
Yeah.
Like, that doesn't really look like a signature, but...
So you drew a face? What's a face? Like Muhammad. And they're like, oh!
Somebody has a death wish.
Yeah. They don't do anything over here in the United States. You got to be over there in punk-ass France. Charlie Hebdo.
Yeah, but see, that's the thing, though. The French are still defiant in that shit. Like, that shit happens, but that doesn't stop them. They just keep doing it.
I like the defiance. I dislike the lack of firearms.
Yeah, they could do without that.
They're about to take our guns anyway, or try to.
Try to is the key word
I like to say they're going to because it gives them hope,
You want to give them hope?
I want to give them hope because I want them to feel ballsy when they start.
Then you want that hope to be dashed away.
I want to dash away personally.
Yeah.
With prejudice. Extreme prejudice.
They got to know that's a bad idea all around.
Let's find out.
It's like I was telling someone the other day. I was like, they passed some of this legislation they're talking about doing. I was like, they're going to make like something like fucking 150 million Americans. I'm guesstimating here.
Oh, it's over 200 million.
Well, I was lowballing.
I see.
Right.
You're being conservative.
Let's say 150 million Americans. You just turned into outlaws with your legislation.
I wonder what percentage of those cats that wear the Gadsden flag on the back of their car next to the Thin Blue Line flag. I wonder, because they'll be like, "Oh, I'm gonna turn my guns in."
It reminds me of that one guy who said once when Trump was still in office that they were talking about like what happens when bump stocks are illegal, like and you're a big Second Amendment supporter, and they're like, well, I'll still be a Trump supporter. I'll just be an outlaw for Trump. Like,
tell me you're in a cult without telling me you're in a cult.
I see. Speaking of which, I saw a flag earlier. It made me chortle.
Okay.
I chortled over it.
I like that word.
It was a word created by C.S. Lewis.
Bringing it back.
Yeah.
What's it sound like? Can you make it a
guffaw? That's what I honestly don't know what a turtle sounds like, but
Is that what you did though?
Yeah.
What was the flag?
It was a Trump flag that it said at the top of the flag, Trump. On the bottom of the flag, it said 2024. In the middle, it said, just Biden our time. And it's spelled Biden, B-I-D-E-N, because...
Fuck off. That's probably how they think it's spelled, too.
It's crazy, man, that some of these people still rock, like, I still see, like, trucks with, like you saw, with they usually have, like, American flag and a Trump flag flying on the back of it. Mm-hmm. And, I still see those all the time. Although I did see one the other day that still had 2 flagpoles, but only one flag, and it was the American flag. And I was like, I want to be like, how's it going?
How you doing?
how you doing? All right, buddy.
I see that there's like 1 or 2 giant banners on 122 when you're going from Middletown coming into Gratis.
Oh, I know. Yeah, I know exactly.
Giant Trump's Trump shit for the old election, and then you go to like Battle Buns over that way. And they've got a giant banner that has like Trump, and the next to it is like "Pray for our country, and pray for our President Trump." Fucking take it down, man. Biggest thing that I keep hearing.
I'm gonna make fun of some people real quick. You ready for this?
Oh yeah, I'm always ready.
Because the same motherfuckers that are still got that shit up are the same motherfuckers that like to rock the flag of people that lost like 170 years ago or so, or however long ago it was. About 170 years ago, a group of people lost a war. In fact, I would go on further. They got a new mud hole stomped in them, right?
Right.
Their whole way of life and civilization was burnt to a cinder, and there's still people that rock that flag.
Who do you mean?
They just love losers, I guess. Just saying. Sorry, not sorry. If I triggered anybody out there.
Yeah.
But it's because it's funny. It was always funny to me because they, people who have the Confederate flag, they're always like, it's part of our culture, and it's like, well,
culture lost.
It's not even about culture losing. Cultures lose and civilizations lose all the time. It's about the fact, like, what culture are you talking about? Because if you're talking about slavery, right? In the grand scheme of things, the American flag represented slavery a lot longer than the Confederate flag did. Mm-hmm. Just saying.
Well,
so if that's the culture that you're trying to represent, then you should probably just go ahead and fly the American flag.
I think if anybody, I don't know. I'm a percentages guy. I like to see real percentages. I like numbers, but I like them when they're real and they're not fake, like most polls you see that are fake. But, like, what do you think the real number is of people that fly that flag that fly it for the real reason? To, like, shove a finger in the eye of federal oversight? Because that's what it's truly about.
Oh, I doubt that is an extremely small number.
Yeah, it's unfortunate.
I'm pretty sure I know the real reason why a lot of the people who fly that flag fly it. Because I put them in the same context of anybody who's, like, filled their heads with nonsense. Like, as far as I'm concerned, their IQ is about the same as somebody who's in the black the Hotep or We Was Kangs kind of shit.
Yeah.
Like, you are fighting for something that either never existed or was bygone. Right? Yeah. Like, it's over. Just get over it, dude. They fucking marched your ass into the ocean and burned everything down that you had. Just get over it. You know what I mean?
How would you feel about me reading this Ron Paul article?
Do it.
Have you read it?
No.
It was on the hedge.
Do it.
Zero hedge.
Do it.
That was a deep one. I didn't want it sneaking up on me. Anyway, Zero Hedge. It was titled, Ron Paul warns the Second Amendment is in the firing line. I don't know why it says by Tyler Durden, because then underneath it says authored by Ron Paul via the Ron Paul Institute for Peace and Prosperity.
They always do that on there.
I get it. Side note, did you ever watch the Anarchast interview with Ron Paul?
No.
The way Jeff Berwick starts all of his interviews is he introduces them, he gives like their background, right? Mm-hmm. And then he asks them the very first question, and it's always the same question. It's been so long since I've seen it. It's either, how long have you been an anarchist, or what made you an anarchist? And Ron Paul laughs and then accepts it. He admits he's an anarchist, and I like that. Anyway, side note aside.
Well, he's also not the smooth braid version of an anarchist either. You know?
No, he's not. He's a real anarchist.
Yeah.
Starts off, gun control was already a Biden administration priority before the recent shootings in Georgia, Colorado, and Virginia. In fact, the House of Representatives passed 2 gun control bills weeks before the shootings. One of the House bills expands background checks to include private sales, including those made at gun shows. Under this bill, someone who is not a licensed federal firearms dealer cannot sell a firearm without first relinquishing it to a federally licensed dealer. The dealer must then conduct a background check on the prospective purchaser. The second bill allows the federal government to indefinitely delay a background check, thus indefinitely delaying a gun purchase. Other legislation introduced in Congress would create a national firearms registry, which would only facilitate gun confiscation. This same legislation would forbid anyone under 21 from owning a gun. The ban does not apply to the military, so it will not stop the majority of gun violence committed by 18 to 21-year-olds.
Wait a minute. So you're telling me...
Do you need me to...
No, so you're telling me that somebody can, at 18, perfectly fine send them across seas...
To kill brown people.
Kill brown people.
For freedom, because our freedom's over there. I don't know if you
But
knew
when
that.
they come home, they can't even buy a firearm.
That's what it sounds like. The bill requires Americans to obtain a federal license before getting a firearm, but individuals cannot receive a license unless they undergo a psychological evaluation. The psychological evaluation mandate could lead to individuals losing their Second Amendment rights because they once suffered from depression, anxiety, PTSD.
Oh, so that probably includes a fair amount of vets.
Vets, yeah, because they want to disarm them.
Yeah.
Immediately once they're out of service.
I mean, because they're the ones. If I was going to plan a virtually bloodless coup,
yeah,
and go for a gun grab, I would definitely want to take them away from the people that actually
know how to use them.
Have in the field used them against other people.
Right.
You know.
That's another side note. We were talking about how they want the cops to enforce these laws as soon as they come out. You know, like in the past, every time they've had a revolution, be it communist or whatever, where they use brown shirts to enforce their bullshit. Mm-hmm. The brown shirts or the enforcers are always the first ones to die. So if we have any cops out there listening to the podcast, or you've got anybody in your family or anybody you love or you're friendly with as a cop, let them know. Like, if you enforce this, they're literally just making us kill you. Otherwise, they'll do it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's historical. It's science.
Yeah.
Police officers in 20 states and the District of Columbia already have the authority to take away an individual's Second Amendment rights based on allegations without giving the individual due process. These red flag laws are supported by politicians in both parties, including some who claim to be pro-gun rights. And I would extend that past the 20 states, because anytime you are in a toxic relationship and somebody that you're with decides to call the police and say you hit them, they're taking your guns away.
Yeah.
Think about the sailor.
Yeah.
When that shit happened, it wasn't even a spouse.
Yeah.
He was disciplining his kid, and just to be a cunt, his ex said that he abused him. Mm-hmm. So not only did he go to jail, they took his guns away until it had gone through the court. Mm-hmm. And then he got them back. So I would say 50 states, they can take your gun rights away.
Yeah.
For example, former President Trump supported red flag laws. President Trump and congressional Democrats were on the verge of reaching a bipartisan deal to expand red flag laws in the fall of 2019. Fortunately, the Democrat attempted... Oh, you cheeky fuckers. They need to hire me as an editor. Fortunately, the Democrats' attempt to impeach Trump ended all efforts at a bipartisan deal to take away our rights. A psychological evaluation could also be used to deny an individual's Second Amendment rights because they may engage in, air quotes, domestic terrorism. Among those likely to be considered as potential domestic terrorists are the opponents of U.S. foreign policy, mass surveillance and the income tax, the Federal Reserve, and ironically, gun control. There is also legislation to reinstate the assault weapons ban from, like the original ban, which was in effect from 1994 to 2004. The new legislation bans an arbitrary list of firearms that will do little to reduce gun violence. Because it's all about reducing our ability to revolt, not actual violence, because those numbers are entirely too small. I'm going to run that back. Because those numbers are a pittance of what they want you to believe they are. By discouraging law-abiding Americans from owning firearms, these laws leave millions of Americans defenseless against gun violence. There is a reason why most mass shootings occur in gun-free zones. If Congress is serious about protecting Americans from violence, it will repeal all federal gun laws. A good place to start would be the Brady background check and the misnamed Safe and Gun-Free Schools Law, which leaves children defenseless against mass shooters. Now, one could read that and think they would allow teachers to carry firearms, but I like to think it means kids could carry firearms, because that's just funny to me. Gun control, like all attempts by government to control our lives, makes us less safe and less free. Shout out Grandpa Ron.
Well, I was talking to somebody the other day about this, and I said, and they were also getting ready to put forward legislation involving the fact that if, say, one of your family members gets shot by somebody, right, and killed, and the person used a Smith & Wesson product, you could sue, as the victim's family, you could sue Smith & Wesson.
That's dumb.
Okay. So they're trying to push that forward, which would virtually bankrupt, I'd say, most American gun manufacturers overnight.
If I get hit by a drunk driver, am I allowed to sue Honda?
No.
Okay.
But that's what they want to do.
If I get stabbed to death by a homicidal maniac, can I sue the maker of the knife?
Yeah, you could sue Cold Steel all day. No, I'm just joking.
If I drown in the shower, can I sue Moeller for making the shower head?
Yeah, it's dumb. But the thing, that would virtually bankrupt most gun manufacturers overnight, right?
Yeah.
They can't afford that shit.
Right. Same with the ammunition they talked about.
You know what would? Yeah. So you know what would happen? They'll push all that manufacturing overseas. What's not overseas already?
Probably
overseas.
all to China too.
More than likely, yeah. I mean, but you've left them no choice.
Yeah.
You've virtually left them no choice, and that's not to say maybe they would just stop manufacturing guns at all. You know,
right?
Totally just end a market.
It wouldn't be private sales. It would be all military contracts.
So when you're left with no legal options to defend yourself, I was telling, and this is where it got to, I was telling this person, I was like, you know who this would be great for? I was like, organized crime.
Yeah.
I was like, they love capitalizing on acts of prohibition from the government. They love acting on that.
I read a bullshit article the other day on Daily Mail. Those leftist cucks. And the author was entirely into the idea of us having an Australia-style gun confiscation, where they offer amnesty for several periods after offering several gun buybacks. And they told they told of the amount they spent in Australia, and then they complained about how many guns we own in this country and how many gun owners there are, and they would talk about how damaging it would be to the national debt. And how it's not feasible. It's like, first of all, you could probably do that. That's the difference. And I don't like to be, what's the word? Xenophobic about people of other cultures, right? But other cultures are different. Okay. Now, we have a lot of sleepy brain fucking activity in this country, and we're all being watered down with fluoride and all this shit. So every generation, if you let it happen, your brains get smoother and smoother. Yeah. I saw a lady earlier at the park when I took my kids to the park. Shout out Sunset Park in Middletown. She had pink hair, and which is whatever. Do you? But at the same time, when you mix pink hair with wearing a mask in public in an open air environment, and you're by yourself because you're unattractive, nobody likes you, you don't have any kids, and you're there. Why are you there? You know?
Yeah.
That's what I'm talking about. Like, that's the person that would turn in their grandma's Derringer. Everybody else, like you and I, we might go to fucking Harbor Freight and make zip guns and go sell them for $400.
It's funny you mentioned that because I was telling him a story too. This person I was talking to, they had a no questions asked gun buyback in Florida, right?
Really?
Yeah, and I was telling him the story. This guy went to this gun buyback and he turned in 3 homemade. What he had written on the side of a wood plank that was attached to it, boomsticks that took a 12 gauge shell, single shot. It was basically a piece of pipe with a little bit of work, a little bit of work done to it.
That's what I'm talking about.
And the cops are like,
you said no questions.
Well, they were okay. So they were offering $250 a pop for each gun.
Fuck me.
He brought 3 of them, right? And this dude went to fucking Home Depot and probably spent less than $60, right? And made these 3, and they didn't think they were real. They're like, these aren't gonna fire. And he's like, why don't you test one out?
Try it.
So they made him test it out, and it fucking worked. And they're like,
here's $750.
Yeah, well, fuck, here's $750, buck.
Man.
Like, what the? Because when I was telling the story, I forgot the part about no questions asked. Yeah. And he's like, wait, hold on. I'm pretty sure that dude could get arrested for. I was like, oh, there's no questions asked.
Yeah, I honestly support a no questions asked gun buyback because I'm going to pay all my debts off.
I want to get at least a week ahead of me so I can go down to Home Depot or Lowe's or whatever and buy up all the shit that I need.
Allegedly, yeah.
Allegedly,
right.
And then make that money. Yeah.
I just make single shell 22 zip guns.
Yeah. All day.
They're so fucking dumb. But see, that's not what they did in Australia. Australia, they pretty much took all their guns in.
Why?
I don't know.
I think, well, if I remember correctly, when it happened, it was like in the 90s.
Yeah.
They had a school shooting.
Okay.
Like a vicious school shooting. And the media campaign of making everybody feel bad about it was strong enough to...
Fuck that.
Make
How much do you think
the
government at the time paid that guy to shoot that school up? Or
First of all,
that group of SWAT team that they used and then blamed on a fucking mentally ill person.
First of all, I'm going to say this right now. You would never catch my ass living in a place as deadly as Australia without some protection.
It's like going to the south side of Chicago with no gun. What's wrong with you?
I'm fucking... Because the first time I see a giant fucking spider, I'm shooting that motherfucker.
Yeah.
Or a snake.
I see all these people on TikTok talking about their bathroom spider. Because it has that name, because every bathroom has one of these motherfuckers. It's a hunter spider. The big one, right? It's like a deflated basketball.
Yeah.
And it just hangs out behind the toilet. Mm-hmm. Go fuck yourself.
Well, here's what it is. I don't know if I've mentioned this on the show before, but years ago, in my old place, tons of spiders.
Yeah.
All the fucking time. Right? So I bought this shit. This spray you spray on your fucking doors, on the sills of your doors, and like on your windows and shit.
Yeah.
That was like a spider repellent / spider killer or something. I don't know.
Did they all go to your bed?
So I do this, right?
Yeah.
And then that summer, I had, and like, I'm not a dirty person, right? Mm-hmm. I had flies all over my goddamn house. Everywhere. And I'm like, why the fuck are there so many fucking flies in my house?
I need spiders.
Because there was no spiders left. I killed them all, right? I didn't let them in, okay?
You gotta let the right one in.
After that year, I learned my lesson, and me and the spiders came to a kind of a tense...
It's a truce.
Truce.
Yeah.
You can stay.
Stay out of these areas.
But I'm going to tell you right now, if you cross my path, if you get too close to me, or you get on something that I touch habitually...
Yeah.
I will kill your comrades.
You had some sort of armistice agreement to where you would not you engaged them in a way to where you would not use chemical warfare.
I understand. Yeah. That's basically what I said. I will not use chemical warfare against you. but I will terminate with extreme prejudice if you encroach upon my zone of comfort.
Yeah. I had one when I was like a teenager. You know, I've been taking baths for a long time.
Oh yeah, your bath habit is notorious. It's legendary at this point.
I've slept in the bath. I made it a thing now where I've ruined $1,100 laptops in a bath.
Yeah.
You know, luckily I didn't it's not like taking a bath with a toaster, but wish it was. But anyway, one time, and I'll never forget this. This just burned into my memory. I'm just sleeping in the bath, you know, doing what a boy does. Getting that good sleep. It's like a warm water bed. And when it's a cold water bed, you drain the water out and you get more warm water. Mm-hmm. That's luxury.
Yeah.
I am in the top 1% of income earners, but in the world. Not in the country, but in the world.
Yeah.
And I fucking wake up and I watch this motherfucker go, plop. He plopped down in the water. And you want to talk about, I'm naked. So that adds another level of
yeah. You don't have any armor on.
Yeah, that was the last time I quit taking baths with clothes off. So now I just fit fully clothed and take baths, you know.
Spider protection.
Yeah. I don't want him to touch my Jimmy.
I can't.
You know what I'm talking about? There might be no coming back.
He jumped in specifically for your Jimmy, too. That's what it was.
Give me that Jimmy. I'm going to touch it with all my arms, my little pinchers.
You're a real funny guy.
Yeah. You know what I do what I want. Little bitch.
Right, I get it.
Yeah.
You know what? But amongst the bugs, though, the ones I can't fucking stand, and I'll kill them no matter what. They might be across the room.
Silverfish?
Is that what they're called?
They have all those arms?
Like, they have, like, it's like almost like hair. It's so, like, their legs, they have so many legs, it's like hair.
I got you.
You know what I'm talking about?
Let me Google this motherfucker. Yeah, because if it's like that,
they're not centipedes.
No, they're silverfish. That's what you're talking about. I would put money on it. They used to come out of the ceiling in my old apartment.
I don't even like looking at them.
No. I have a foolproof way of killing them. And I heard one scream once.
There must have been, I feel like that's some leftover monkey shit that they repel humans so much. Like, there was a time when they were fucking gigantic and we were having to fight them or something like that.
Yeah. These are all little ones. But the ones I've seen before in my old apartment had, like, they looked like a fucking million arms on every side. I know they're called. That's what I call them. I don't fucking know.
You know what I'm talking about, though.
Yeah, these things with a lot more arms.
Yes.
Yeah. So there's a foolproof way to kill those things: Axe body spray and a lighter. Yeah, it's real quick. It's not painless.
I would just smash them.
They're fast.
They are quick, but I smash them.
They're not faster than fucking Axe body spray, though. Promise you that. I hit one time in my old apartment in the post office that I lived in.
Yeah.
And it literally went...
I mean, besides like the obvious things that you should be repelled by, like hornets or something like that. Wasps, hornets.
Like somebody write me at bonesandtubs@gmail.com and tell me what function a wasp or hornet serves.
Oh, well, we've gone over this before.
They don't serve a purpose.
Well, that's the idea. They're some sort of other alien species that are supposed to conquer the planet.
It's like a non-waterbound octopus.
Exactly.
Fuck you.
They were born here just as much as half of our DNA was.
Yeah. Or
fucking octopuses, for that matter.
The motherfuckers are weird.
What, octopuses?
You ever see the video of that one on the ship that like went through a fucking quarter-size hole?
Mm-hmm.
Get out of here.
Yeah.
Get out of here with that. I'm cool, man.
They could figure shit out, too. They got big old brains.
Yeah. I'll stab you. What else do you want?
I hope that happens here.
1 in 50 prisoners identified as transgender amid concerns inmates are attempting to secure prison perks. Good. What are they going to do when the officers and the staff members start trying to identify as like an attack helicopter or transgender?
What about like a tiger?
Yeah. You can't put me in this spot because I'm a tiger and my natural instinct is to eat people.
I was like, yeah, I think of like the scorpion and the frog.
Yeah.
You know, why are you mad at me, bro?
Why did you assault that individual who molested children? And then they'd be like, you knew I was a tiger.
Yeah.
Bitch.
You had a thirst for blood.
Also, I'm suing you because I don't have a cat box in the bathroom.
That's discrimination.
Yeah, I'm tired of this discrimination. Not only are you a tiger, you're a black tiger who's a lesbian.
So you say you wanted to talk about passports?
Passports.
Oh, yeah.
Here's the next step in the things, right? Everybody's concerned about their employer making the mandatory.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. The employers aren't going to have to, I don't think, because they've been talking about it in other countries, and then last week, maybe not even last week, maybe just a few days ago, the Biden administration put something out about passports becoming a federal thing, and they're starting to talk about using them in several of the United States. And that's where the mandatory aspect comes in, because while the government can't mandate you, your job can't mandate you, no one can mandate you in your own millstone of getting this fake ass. I'm going to have to edit all this out. The V scene, the shoat. You won't be able to go to Kroger. You won't be able to go to. I don't know if I told you I denied my business to 2 businesses last week because they tried to tell me to put a mask on.
No, I didn't know about that.
Oh, I went to that fucking gas station right before Elk Creek on 122.
Madison Food Mart?
Yeah. And they were like, I got out of the car. Lady was sitting outside smoking. And I sat in my car for a minute, let her finish her cigarette. And I get out. I said, hey, how are you? She's like, I'm okay. You know, you got to have a mask on to come in here. So I'm not doing that. I don't wear a mask. I'm not sick. She's like, well, you can't come in here. And instead of doing what I should have done and talking about, you know, I have a medical exemption or, you know, you're going to discriminate or whatever. She's black too, so I could have pulled that off. I just decided to laugh in her face and get back in my car and leave. Well, then the day before my son's birthday, I stopped at that Grandpa Joe's candy store on 120 on Central. And I go to walk in there, and this fucking sleepy brain is wearing 2 paper masks. And I walk in, I was like, hey, how are you? I'm going in there. I was going to spend a decent amount of money.
Yeah.
Just to give him some extra little treats.
Yeah.
He loves candy. He likes colorful suckers. It's a specialized candy store. I figured I'd be able to find some baller shit in there.
Yeah.
She turns me around at the door, tells me to get a mask. And I was like, put on 3 fucking masks. Eat a dick.
Yeah.
Walk out. I'll go spend my money somewhere else. I hope this fucking business goes down.
Yeah.
I'm trying to support a local business. You know?
Yeah.
Fuck off out of here with that shit.
Yeah.
So I can totally see it where you're going to, and it won't just be, I forget, El Presidente was telling me about a story he read where they're doing bracelets, which is just the next step before a fucking, another chip.
Yeah.
Something you put in your hand. Some real Revelations type shit. The mark, if you want to take it there. And that way you don't have to be bothered with carrying a paper passport around or an app on your phone. What if you don't have your phone? What if your phone's dead and you got to get groceries? I just put it in your hand.
Yeah.
It's not a big deal. So you get turned away at Kroger. You get turned away at Meijer, Walmart, Costco, Sam's Club. Can't go in to pay your water bill because you're definitely not going to any government buildings without your passport.
Yeah.
I mean, that's where I'm at with it. That's what it seems like they're trying to do over a fake-ass sickness that kills less people than cars.
Yeah.
You know?
Well, it did kill heart disease, all the other strains of flu.
Yeah, it did. It did
pneumonia.
a really good job.
It killed all those things because in the course of a year, those things have gone down dramatically.
It's crazy.
And those aren't even like diseases, you know, like something you catch.
Yeah.
Heart disease is just, it's the product of living in the first world.
Right. I don't know. I don't think a lot of people are paying attention to it the way they need to. I think that's the next thing we actually have to worry about. Because you might not have to do it to work, but you're definitely going to have to do it to go into places. So, I mean, maybe I'll be able to quit my job and just do Instacart from now on because I got to go deliver to people who don't have.
Hey, I'm sure. Well, for real though, and the other thing you gotta think is like that'd definitely be an end for Jeff Bezos.
Well, that was a dumb thing. I shouldn't have said that because I won't be able to deliver because I won't have a passport. Fuck.
But like you look at, I bet you Jeff Bezos love that kind of shit.
Yeah.
Because you can't fucking go to the store anymore. Where are you going to get your groceries from?
You seen how they're hammering that fellow?
What are they doing to him now?
They've got the Bernie crowd on him, and they're in talks to unionize.
Yeah, I saw that there's a hotline now that you're supposed to call if you want to complain about the job or something like that.
It got so bad the other day that they were having these hearings, or I guess it wasn't hearings, it was statements from the company where this Bernie group or some communist organization, and don't get me wrong, I get it. If you're having to piss in a bottle, you should probably have a union.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Or just work somewhere else.
If your employer is not going to accommodate your basic human needs,
yeah,
then
you need organized labor.
Exactly. And that's why I'll say it once and say it again. If there's one practice of socialism, collectivism I actually like, it is organized labor.
I also like libraries.
Oh, yeah, libraries.
Because without libraries, how am I going to go on xvideos.com and watch people fuck in a library?
I get it.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. Or watch girls on cams fuck themselves in libraries.
Try not to get caught.
Yeah.
That's hot.
It exists. I don't know. I heard it from somebody that's a thing.
Yeah, I heard that too. A friend told me.
Yeah. I'm not into that deviant kind of shit,
No,
you know?
not at all.
It's not my modus operandi.
Just real quick as a side note, because that's what we do here. I watched one of the newest Max Egan video podcasts the other day, and he was on some uncomfortable shit. There's very few things that make me uncomfortable, right? As you know, as you've known since probably the 6th grade.
Yeah.
But he hit me right in the nuts, literally, because he's talking about. He talked about. I should have sent that to you, man. One of my favorite topics of all time. Which then moved into uncomfortability, where he talks about how they changed the Bible. And it went in with word magic. So you hit two things that I love. How the English language that they've made the trade language of the world is literally just spells. That's why you learn spelling. You go to spelling bees, you know? And these words that we use in every day, we don't know what we're talking about, but magically we're doing things. In the morning, you say, good morning. Morning is something you do at a funeral. You know?
Yeah.
What was the other one? There's a bunch. I posted it on our YouTube page, youtube.com/Bonesandtubs show. I posted the word magic thing. It's like 2 minutes long. Check it out. But he moves in from there to go into the Bible, and he talks about how the King James Church, he's like, why would you know, all these Christians, they want to believe the King James Bible is the Word of God. He's like, but why would you ever go to a king for your information, the spirit world? They're going to try and control you in every way they can. He's like talking about how Lucifer wasn't the bad guy. He said that there's a passage, and I need to find it, if anybody knows which one it is, where all in the same passage of the Bible, they refer to God, God, Jesus, and Lucifer as the light bringer, the Lucifer, bearer of light. And then he goes into the actual translation of Lucifer, and it's phosphorus from the next up language. Well, insert the uncomfortable talk that made me uncomfortable. I think you and I have discussed it before, but it's the whole no nut thing. Because phosphorus is one of the largest components of sperm. And that's why they promote pornography and deviant sexual practices. Because once you get addicted to that and you shoot all your light out, it brings more darkness into the world.
Okay. I don't know.
I know. But how much of that's the uncomfortability trying to justify it?
But dudes have been jacking off since way before pornography was a thing.
Oh, that's a fact. But I would have to think there's a market increase, back to the numbers game, of people who like to watch, cake fart videos and just shoot their load into a Kleenex and then discard it into the fucking city's sewer system. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, yeah.
Or maybe shoot it on a stranger while they shoot a video for Pornhub in a hotel room.
I mean, I'll be one of the first ones to say that I feel like a lot of pornography is basically, it's a tool that they use.
Yeah.
Right? I mean, most science fiction writers from like the early era from like the golden age of science fiction.
Yeah.
Generally speaking, one of those telltale things that they always had was that pornography was something readily available to everybody.
Now, we have a trivia question for anyone out there who's listening. You guys ready? Are you sitting down? You ready to answer? Mm-hmm. We want you to either comment the answer into our youtube.com/Bonesandtubs show page, or you can send it to us in an email, bonesandtubs@gmail.com. What country is responsible for funding most of the pornography in the world? Don't answer now, because we'll get removed.
Yeah. Interesting.
I mean, don't be mad at me for fucking calling out facts.
No, but you didn't say anything either.
I didn't.
Let them look that up.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Matter of fact, don't put that on our YouTube page.
Yeah.
Unless you want to use an A instead of an E. You know what my favorite movie is? Jaws.
Yeah.
Huh.
Is it because of the shark?
No.
No.
Do you think he wore a tiny hat? Could he wear it under the water? I won't go any farther.
No.
I'll stop here.
Yeah. It's the whole sperm light thing. It's very woo-woo, you know?
I mean, it is, but just do a thought experiment. What if it was true?
I mean, that's why most theorize that's why, like, circumcision was a thing in the first place, was to curb
there's
masturbation. Dudes have been jacking off for fucking...
Yeah, there ain't no theorizing that. That's a fact. That's a fact.
I mean, when dudes... Like, think about, like, ancient Greek times. I'm sure when they didn't have a fucking wife or a young boy or a fellow dude to fucking blow a load into,
Shout out,
you know,
boy.
they were fucking splatting all over the place, man.
Yeah, because they didn't have the advent of Jaws-funded chemicals that were put in our food to lower our testosterone. So, you know, they were rocking that real testosterone level.
Oh, yeah, they were, like, walking around naked and shit all the time.
Yeah, and I mean, you're walking around naked in a group of men. You know what I mean?
Big dick swinging, you know?
You roll into town, give the boys a break.
Yeah.
You know, little rape and
I
pillage.
mean, you're covered because, you know, you're not circumcised.
Yeah.
You know, because it was...
Well, that's what they said. They used to let the uncircumcised thing swing around, but you weren't considered...
nude unless you could see the gland.
Yeah.
You know? You know...
See that tip.
You know that tip.
That 10-inch player. Oh. So anyway, back to the gay podcast that we do. Talking about gay shit all the time. A lot of people don't understand, but hopefully they do. Did you know this? Speaking of gay shit. It's not really gay, but it is. I still don't know how to use Reddit. Of course it would be a goddamn Reddit article.
I love Reddit.
All right, so I'm going to read this. This is written by a Gen Zer, apparently. Do you know where the term bag of dicks came from?
No.
I could have swore I told you this.
No.
Guess where?
Where?
Can you just one guess? The Bible.
Really?
Yes. Insert Gen Z article from Reddit. Reddit or r/thebizzible. The Bizible.
Mm-hmm.
So this dude, the king of Israel, is all like, I'm a badass, and I totes love being king of awesome land. It's pretty cool that I have some dudes who know some shit about stuff. And David is kind of the baddest ass of badasses, which, I don't know, makes me, like, hate him. So I'm basically going to have to find a way to kill him and his heart playing ass. Maybe I'll throw a spear or two at him. I don't know. He's still pretty useful. I'll have to figure out a way to kill his ass without people figuring out that I actually killed his ass.
Mm-hmm.
In the meantime, David had a hard-on for Saul's daughter, Michal. I'm pretty sure they meant Michelle. Whatever. Because he always dug chicks with dudes' names. Maybe not. Maybe his daughter's name was Michal. Maybe I should read more before I comment. And at the time, the name Charlie hadn't gained acceptance as a female biblical name. So this was a last shot at a drag queen fantasy that he had since childhood. So he came to Saul and was like, "Yo, Saul, your girl banging. I want to hit that." Michal was all about it and wanted to tap that too. She was trying to ride that peen.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm talking about?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Instead of getting pissed, Saul figured he could finally execute his super awesome plan to off David. So he came up with a pretty sweet solution. He told David to bring him a bag of dicks, which isn't really true. He wanted foreskins. 100 Philistine foreskins, to be exact. 2 Samuel chapter 3, verse 14. He figured David was going to eat shit and die, therefore giving him all the glory and Cheerios he wanted in the entire kingdom. But lo and behold, David showed up with a bag of dicks for Saul. Sadly, the story ends without revealing whether or not David and or Saul sucked on the bag of dicks. And David married Michal, then cheated on her with other bitches and killed off their husbands. Bathsheba. The end.
Yeah.
That's a thing you know now.
Huh.
So anytime somebody tells you to eat a bag of dicks, hit them with 2 Samuel chapter 3, verse 14.
Yeah.
And watch them go.
What? Yeah, that's biblical.
It's heavy. We touched on current events. We touched on biblical history. We touched on a little bit of Gnosticism.
You know what we didn't touch on?
Children. We don't do that.
You're right. We also didn't touch on the giant cargo ship.
Oh, yeah. That's another thing I wanted to mention.
Lodged like an errant piece of hot dog in the proverbial throat of the Middle East.
Yeah. That, what do they call that?
The Suez Canal.
Yeah. That Suez boy. Have you heard the Q boys talking about that?
Oh, my God. Are they still fucking going?
I don't know. I made that up.
Oh,
I heard this earlier from a listener, and I thought to myself, that's probably on the Q, talk. They're probably talking about it. They're saying that this cargo ship had humans in it that were being shipped for trafficking, right?
Mm-hmm.
Do you know what the ship is called?
Evergreen.
Who owns it? It's supposed to be the HRC Evergreen.
Well, I heard that Evergreen was a code name for Hillary Clinton back in the day.
Okay.
But
this person told me it was the HRC Evergreen, which is Hillary Rodham Clinton. I don't fucking know. You guys couldn't hear it, but I rolled my eyes.
Yeah. I don't know about that.
You know what's more likely? Is that they did this on purpose to spike up prices of things.
That's possible. That's more than possible.
Or that's an act of war because Iran didn't want us traveling through there.
Well, somebody definitely got a fucking ship. They drew a cock in the Red Sea.
Yeah.
Or in the Dead Sea. Okay, or one of the two. And
I'm not a geographer.
they drew a cock in one of them seas.
Yeah. And a big old uncircumcised boy.
And then got themselves thoroughly lodged in about, I think they said something like 400,000 pounds of fucking sand on the Suez Canal.
Yeah. Rocking about 20,000 shipments. And it's I learned this the other day. It's $9.5 billion of trade roll through there every day, east to west. So,
yeah.
Add that up.
If I tell you right now, anything that the Q people say, they go fuck themselves.
Yeah, I'm done. I'm over it.
Yeah, there's a documentary on. I haven't watched it yet. There is a documentary on HBO about that.
Probably fuck that dude too.
About Q.
I mean, fuck Q. Fuck the guy that's talking shit about Q because he's probably coming at it from a fucking.
Well, apparently it's a
leftist perspective.
It's a 3-year investigation that this dude did.
Oh yeah.
About Q.
I should probably check it out before I talk shit.
And to figure out where it came from.
Yeah.
That's what it seems like it's about.
You watch it yet?
No, I think I'm going to probably on my weekend.
It's cool.
Yeah. I'm interested in the
city. You said it's on HBO?
Yeah. It's like, I think it's called Q, and then I think the subtitles Follow the White Rabbit or something like that.
Yeah. They should have called it Q, Listen to the Intelligence Community, Operate the Largest PSYOP on the American People Ever.
Mm-hmm.
That's a better title.
Sounds good to me. But do you have some recordings that you'd like to play?
I do. Thank you for reminding me. Oh, I missed this. Bonus, that guy also raped his sister.
Who?
I don't know. Whatever we were just talking about from 2 Samuel chapter 3, verse 14.
Okay.
Oh, by the way, at your, I wouldn't say your request, but at your mention of the American Psycho, I downloaded it on Audible.
Yeah, I'm almost done with it.
Been listening to it. It's much better than the movie.
Man, there's a part I just listened to yesterday. It was hard to get through.
Yeah?
You know, it's one thing to listen to him kill whores and fucking business associates and shit, but he killed a kid.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah, it was fucked up. I mean, it's fiction, but still.
Right. Here we go with the Ian Fogg hitter. Let me know if I played this one already, and I'll play the next one.
As with most things, it could be worse, gents. It could be worse. At least, that's what my father always said. Wisdoms of a paramedic, I guess. Makes a lot of sense. But in truth, it could be worse, and the ship sails on, storm or no storm, captain or no captain. Even if it sinks, the boat is still sailing to the bottom. So, we sail on. And as always, the Three Amigos appreciates the Bonesandtubs tribe playing along. Remember, kids, it only gets weirder from here. Stay safe.
I love this dude's commitment.
Mm-hmm.
As per your freedom of information request. I couldn't say it without laughing. Pogs. I shall give you the information you seek. Redbeard's near loss of limb. Not much can be said about the specifics between what happens between Redbeard the pirate and those he meets on his travels to places such as El Dorado. But suffice to say, Bonesandtubs tribe, it would behoove thee to brush up on your first aid. Today, simple cuts can still quite easily become infected faster than you would think.
What do you think that squeak noise is?
I have no idea.
Ficken Sie Scheißer Kampf. Drive you Bolliger. Who is the space monkey? What is the space monkey? I think is more apt. I can only tell you what I know. Ugly bugger. Ugly as sin. Not his fault. He's not from here. Comes from the future. Doesn't say much. Ficus seems to be his favorite. I'm not sure if that's a language barrier issue or if that's literally all the thing can say after traveling back. But the good doctor is out to track him down. Space Monkey wanders off, seeking clarity in this mad world, as we all are. Anyway, I'm going to get back to the episode you guys dropped today. You started your episode with a shout out. I figured I'd give one before I got into your episode. Anyway. Remember, Bonesandtubs tribe, Eagle Scout says be prepared. Brush up on your first aid. It's important. As time will tell.
Stop it.
Good morning, Bonesandtubs tribe.
I don't even know which one this is.
Hosts.
Tried to play one from March 29th. Get out of here.
We also got an email from Carlos Mir Jr.
Oh.
The title, I'm going to have to say it like you say it. That's a mass ritual finding and then telling Bonesandtubs boy.
That's a good one.
Yeah. Hey, fellas, check out what these cheeky boys are up to. This fuck shit stinks of some sort of ritual that'll have the attention of a lot of people Monday. You guys take care and keep doing what you're doing. It's a link to an article about and his...
That's just dumb.
He just dropped a new song, music video where he gives a lap dance to Satan. And also he put out some new shoes that are Satan-inspired and only selling 666 pairs. Listen, as far as I'm concerned, it's probably, if you want to ask, is it a marketing campaign that sells itself, that doesn't need to really, you don't have to put a lot of work in actually advertising it because it's gonna piss people off. Something fierce.
It proves the infamy of, or the not the infamy. It proves the thing that fame and infamy are the same. They're giving him all the free advertising.
That's what I said when Tobeans told me about it. I didn't hear about it till yesterday, maybe. And
Did you
Toby,
hear that sorry.
no, and Toby was like, "Did you hear about this?" I was like, "Sounds like everybody's gonna do all the advertising for him."
Yeah. Did you see that each one of those 666 pairs of shoes has 1 drop of human blood in them?
Yeah.
That's cute.
And then there's a music video song where he gives Satan a lap dance or something like that. I haven't watched it because I'm not giving it the publicity it deserves. I don't even, honestly, I thank you for the email. I don't even like talking about shit like that on the show, though, because... I
mean, I appreciate the email, for
sure.
Yeah.
But we just gave that cocksucker free advertising.
What if I black his name out?
Do it, please.
Wait, I got to say that again.
But
what if
here,
I block his name out?
Herein lies the problem, though. We're talking about it, right? So somebody's going to go look that shit up to find out who it is.
Please don't.
Yeah, don't do it. You know what? Just listen to the show. We're not giving them any advertising as long as all of you listening right now take what we said and don't look it up. Don't research any of it. How about that? Just we don't ask this often because, you shouldn't trust anybody, but can you just take our word for it on this one?
I will say this. The one thing that he did good that I enjoy frequently is a remix of a song he made. Mm-hmm. I won't say the song that he made, but I will say check out the song by Merkules, Merkules. Mm-hmm. And the song that Merkules remixed is titled Old Town Road Remix.
Okay.
He opens, I believe it's 2 Bud Light beer bottles with his teeth, chugs them, and then completely does a better job than that other useless tool bag.
Yeah.
And then I believe he opens 2 more with his teeth and chugs them at the end. And it's a fantastic remix.
Yeah, and you just look at Merkules, dude. I wouldn't fuck with that guy.
No.
I
saw him on Dr. Phil the other day.
What?
He did a Dr. Phil episode talking about beating addiction.
Really?
And he gave an aspiring rapper who was addicted to drugs or alcohol the chance to come work with him and give him, insight and hook him up, basically.
Well, now
if this dude could not... If he could pass a drug test for 30 days and prove that he was about his craft.
Well, now I have more respect for Dr. Phil and Merkules.
Yeah. I mean, fuck Dr. Phil for real, but still.
But, I mean, he gave Merkules that kind of press,
I get it. I'm just trying to be a hater.
I get it.
But yeah, shout out Merkules.
And thank you, Carlos Mira Jr., for the email.
I would like to drink soda with him sometime.
Yeah. Some beverages. Some soda beverages.
Some soft beverages.
Maybe Diet Coke.
I'm not a big fan of Diet.
I'll drink. We're all dying.
What if we just drink? What if we picked a nice seltzer?
I could do that.
He picked
a LaCroix.
One song he talked about San Pellegrino?
Yeah, it's all right. I'm more of a...
I mean, if Merkules hit us up in the Gmail and wanted to drink fucking orange juice, I'd be down.
Yeah, if he wanted to fucking... I mean, I'd hang out with... I drink some crazy shit. I drink red wine, and I don't even like wine.
Well, he doesn't drink alcohol, so...
Oh, so we'll just drink seltzer with him then.
That's what I mean, yeah.
Or orange juice.
Or we could just eat animal crackers.
What about seltzer mixed with orange juice?
That's fine.
Then it's almost like a...
I feel like your mouth got wet.
That sounded pretty good, though.
Your mouth get wet? What are you going to do when you go inside? Oh, I got some seltzer and some orange juice. I'm going to
make myself a virgin. What's that drink called? That's orange juice and champagne.
Fuck, it's a hangover. I know that.
Mimosa. I'm going to make myself a virgin mimosa when I go in there.
Fucking A right.
That sounds good.
Yeah.
But so thank you for the emails. Thank you for the messages. I'd like to thank JMY5.
Yeah, he's an artist. He does our artwork. Check him out, JMY5 Internet Studios on Instagram, jmy5.com. Let him know we sent you. Hit him up.
I'd like to thank Blood of the Brave.
Blood of the Brave at Bandcamp, bloodofthebrave.com, Blood of the Brave, a.k.a. Kyle Reese on Twitter, Blood of the Brave on Facebook, and Blood of the Brave on Instagram, if I didn't already say that once.
Yeah.
He's the anarchist rapper that does our intro and outro. He's in several albums. You should buy him.
You should also look up our Patreon.
Patreon.com/Bonesandtubs. Help us keep the lights on.
Yeah. There's ways to get a hold of us.
Bonesandtubs@gmail.com for them long-form hitters talking about occult rituals of people we don't want to mention on the show, but we appreciate you anyway.
Yeah.
Instagram.com/Bonesandtubs. Facebook.com/Bonesandtubs. Email me or whatever, and I'll give you my phone number. And you can send me audio messages like Ian Fogg of the Three Amigos. We'll play them on the show.
Yeah.
Well, we're also on BitChute. We're on YouTube, youtube.com/Bonesandtubs show. All of the links are to our socials, including the BitChute library and the other ones that aren't censored are in the podcast description on iTunes and on YouTube.
Yeah. We'd like to thank y'all for listening. We hope you enjoyed the show. We hope you tune in next time. Between now and again, we hope you stay safe.
We love the shit out of you.
We really fucking do.
The bad thing about being honest, the straightforward, and doing that is people know where you stand and they try to take advantage of you. They take advantage of your good nature. They take advantage of the fact that they know that you're a good guy, you are a straight shooter, and that you're not going to retaliate on them when they fuck you. Well, folks, most of the time I believe that's probably true. But God built me to be here to prove to you that what you have been doing for God knows how many years is wrong. You picked on the wrong man. I'm not tough.
You hear that?
I'm not that strong.
Yeah. They rolled up in all black. Windows half cracked. Scoping out the scene before they attack. Had they on bad guys in most people's eyes. Most trust them with their life cause they got a badge and tie. Gifted a position given to them by a system that set it all up to put the kids into prison. This is non-fiction, non-violence, so just listen. They got a mission to imprison your mind and soul. This ain't nothing new, but we survive what we're sold. And don't believe in ourselves, but believe what we're told. And we're all molded by a machine that gets in your dreams and can get in your gut and keep your self-esteem. And I've been scolded and told who I should be, but I'll never conform. I was born to be free. It's a setup, I never let up. From the cradle to the grave, they got you in the cage. It's a setup, so keep your head up. Cause they're selling all that doubt with every word at the mouth. It's a setup, I never let up. From the cradle to the grave, they got you in the cage. It's a setup, so keep your head up. Cause they're selling all that doubt with every word at the mouth. Giving numbers a birth, yeah, that's a fact. Deny it if you want, but I'll do the math. I face facts and understand. Had to overstand the plan with my mind intact. And I got more than a plan, I got hope and belief, dreams and faith, and know damn well that's what they want to take. It's a weapon. Fear's aggression, and they plant it in our minds to the point we can't find a way out, a way in. And anywhere you go, you'll see how many men over there and everywhere. They're armed and prepared to do whatever it takes. They don't play fair, that's a jump out boys with the plastic toys draped in all black, ready to bring the noise. A setup, I never let up. From the cradle to the grave, they got you in the cage. It's a setup, so keep your head up. Cause they're selling all that doubt with every word at the mouth. It's a setup, I never let up. From the cradle to the grave, they got you in the cage. It's a setup, so keep your head up. Cause they're selling all that doubt with every word at the mouth.